I'm going to be bringing here the process of change, that there are some some things that we go through. Sometimes my clients, they ask me why it's so difficult to change. I have made a video in there, but I wanted to show you the step by step what happens when we try to change or to build a change in our system. So this I kind of build, I don't know if it will make sense, but for all the time when we are causing a change in the body goes through a little chaos, so our body is naturally in defensive mode, is usually trying to keep us harmonically existing. The system needs to be harmonically working, and the system will work with things that it is familiarized with, even if it is dysfunctional, even if it is something that we are doing to ourselves that is self-destructive. If the body is familiarized with that, the body will continue seeing that as the how the body is supposed to go. So once we build a change, let's say we are trying to do a diet, right? And we go through that change, the first thing that we need to do is to intentionally know what is the result that we want. What is that I want in the end of the day? Once you get to that point, you will go through the other process, which I like to say is the breakage, so it's when we start to break that construction that we had before, that the body has, is the patronized, habitual schema that the body has. And in that moment is the most important moment for us to continue, because we end up giving up. Is exactly when we are breaking a pattern. So for us to break this pattern, the body will naturally build stress hormones, because it will feel as if we are changing something that the body is used to. Let's say I start to crave more, I start to have ruminative thoughts about the food that I want to eat. My belly starts to, to show that, the peristaltic movements, and I wanted to eat that food, and we start to see the food everywhere. Also the TV and, these places, they don't help, right? Because they also put the food scent in the air. So a lot of things, it feels as if we are being invaded by these impulses, and that's these triggers. But in reality is that our body is in defensive mode, is trying to remind us of what we are supposed to do, because we have done that for so long. So after this phase of the break that the body goes through, which is the stress that the body is going to build, and this is not the body being against us, it's just the body has the function to recognize what is familiarized with. So after this phase, we go to the phase of assimilation. Is when, in this assimilation, very important to say, for us to get to that phase, we need to go at least 15 days abstinent from the thing that we usually crave or that we wanted to eat, or even, and this is for any situation that has to do with our crave. It can even be a relationship that is bad, that it was abusive, and then I start thinking more about the person. I crave, I wanted to be with this person. So after 15 days, if we are, we power through and we are resilient, because the only part of our bodies that will work towards that direction, we need to be intentionally conscious about what I want. The subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, the sympathetic system is going to try to keep us rolling into what is familiarized with. But we need to activate the system of relaxation, where I know where I'm going, let me in some way distract a little bit, let me help in this process of assimilation. The body is understanding, is being re-educated of what is that it needs to be happening right now. And for that, we will struggle to understand. It's like the body will struggle to understand, as if we are in a classroom learning something for the first time. So that's what is going to happen with the body when it is used to a content, used to a mode, used to live in a certain way. After the assimilation, then we go to the accommodations, when the body starts to feel a little bit less resilient. Less resistant. And you try to accommodate that new assimilation, that new idea, that new knowledge about whatever the change that we wanted to build. Okay, so after doing that, the assimilation, I like to say, I call that the 3 A's. The accommodation after the assimilation, so then the body gets to a point that is the assimilation, accommodation, and adaptation. So then the body gets to the adaptable mode. Now we are more adapted. Does that take time? Absolutely, it takes a long time. We usually will give up in the process of when we are breaking the pattern. Okay, that is the most difficult one. And remember, it takes at least 15 days for the body to understand that that's now the pathway that I'm building. It's a new pathway. It's almost I'm building a new place. I need to break everything, which we are going to have attachments to that place that we are breaking, memories and everything. But now I'm going to build something that I know fits me better, that I know that is going to accommodate me better, as a person. It's almost you're building a new house, a new event in your life that is going to provide you better, it's going to fit you, your needs and your wants better. So after actually these 3 A's that I call, the assimilation, accommodation, and adaptation, after here we build one thing that we call a new schema, a new way, a new belief to that event. And with that new schema that we build, going through all these phases, we are building a new memory. So, and memory a long term, because it took all this for us to we went through all these phases for the body now to build a new pattern of repetition. So there is something that is very important for us to be aware, is the frequency. The body recognizes frequency because it's a system. So we do need to be building things that has a frequency, is very, very quantitative. We need to build that. But also with time, because we have had the assimilation phase, the accommodation, and the adaptation, we start to build qualitatively things in the body, which is the quality. What are the benefits that I am noticing with this change that I'm making in my life? For example, with the diet, I'm feeling, my mood is different, my sleep is better, and so forth. Reminding you guys that is not necessarily who is skinny that is healthy, and who is a little overweight that is unhealthy. It depends. It's very individualized, person to person. Where I'm coming from in here, just giving you an example, with the diet. And the diet is a re-education, has nothing to do with losing weight, because we see a lot of people out there that they are actually very unwell, very unhealthy, and they are skinny. Okay, so very important that we understand this pattern, that we need to get onto the new schema, which is a new belief that now I can continue with this process, because this new schema is going to be deposited in our unconscious mind, which is the sympathetic system, and is going to be doing it without us even knowing. It will become second nature. The unconscious mind works free for us. So, but what the content that needs to be in that unconscious mind, it needs to be one that benefit us, because the unconscious mind also works very well with traumatic experiences, hence us constantly having triggers or flashbacks or recurring thoughts. So we need very well to know how to use and how to coordinate our mind, so then we will benefit from it. It is not against us ever. It's always just reminding us of what we do frequently. So it's important that we just try to be the agent, and then the body is the servant. Will serve us with whatever we are giving to the body. Whatever latent content we have in our minds is going to reflect in our behavior. So it's very important that we understand that there is a conscious approach that we need to have with whatever change we need to make, so then that will can really happen long term. Okay, all right, have a good day.